Come on, George. What's the matter?
George, we've tried to explain this 100 times.
Yes, after the decision had been made. He didn't even ask me, and it's my island.
Steady on, George.
George's father decided he must do his new experiment in an isolated place, surrounded by water. Kirrin Island is ideal. He expected George to understand and be generous.
There it is. Kirrin Island.
There's something different. What is that thing?
That's his tower.
Specially built by the men who came down from the Ministry of Research. And no, I don't know what it's used for.
I hate that tower.
It's a flimsy, temporary thing. You know your father's going to take it down as soon as his work's finished.
Uncle Quentin!
Where are you? Empty. Strange. I was sure he'd been working and living here. It's the only dry shelter place on the island. Or the only one we know about.
That'll be your uncle now. I do wish he'd come and have lunch.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, hello, darling.
I'm starving.
I knew it. You haven't been eating properly. And I had so much food left here for you. Have you had that soup?
Soup? What soup?
Dear, I made it specially. If you don't eat it, it will soon go off.
Uncle, where have you been working?
It's best you don't know.
Are you all right, Quentin?
Yes. No, in fact, I'm a little worried. Late last night, after I finished working, I went out for a breath of fresh air and I thought I heard a man cough somewhere. I feel I'm not alone.
Uncle, I don't like you being here all alone at night.
What worries me, Anne, is that I'm not.
Well, what are you going to do? You must do something.
I'm hoping George will give her consent to a plan I have. I want Timmy here, George. Will you leave him behind with me?
But Timmy and I have never been separated, not once. They even let me have him at school.
George?
You can have him if I stay too.
You must always make things difficult, George. Anyone would think this dog was worth £1,000.
He's worth much more than that to me.
Yes, worth more than your own father.
Now, Quentin. George, I certainly will not allow you to stay here. I'm not having you and your father exposed to danger.
But I must.
Will you be unselfish for once? If it were Timmy who had to decide, you know what he would say, if he could speak. There. Timmy knows his duty. You ought to be proud of him.
I am. Very well, he stays. But Father, will you do something for me?
No silly conditions now, George.
The Coast Guard always lets me look through his telescope. I'm sure I could see into your glass room. If you took Timmy up there with you, I'd know he was all right.
And put a bib on him at meal times and clean his teeth every night? Oh, very well, I promise. I'll take him up there every morning.
Couldn't you send me a signal sometime?
Uncle, you could use the sun and a mirror to flash a message in the mornings and a torch or lantern at night. Say, 10:30 AM and PM, and 6 flashes each time.
Oh, really? Oh, all right.
Oh, and Quentin, don't forget that soup. If you leave it much longer, you'll have to throw it out. Eating it will make you ill.
I'll make it exactly 10:30. Now. Oh, don't tell me he's forgotten. No, there it is. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good.
I am glad your father's all right. He may be, but I'm going to be up at the Coast Guard's cottage at 10:30 tomorrow morning to see that Timmy's all right. I love walking up here. I bet we're the only people out this morning.
You're wrong, George.
Morning.
Morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Them? Oh, they've taken the cottage next to mine. I don't mind. The boy likes to paint my toys for me. He's not a bad sort of lad. Never smiles, though. He likes looking through my telescope at your island.
Almost 10:30, George. Now. May I have a look, please?
Oh, you know you can. You can all have a turn. Can't wear it out by looking through it,
No sign of Father anywhere. Timmy either.
Well, it's cloudy. He can hardly send a signal when there's no sun, can he?
That's an interesting island. I'd love to go and look at it. That's my island. It's been in our family for generations. My mother gave it to me. My father's a scientist. He's working on some experiments there.
Oh? When will his experiments be finished?
What's that got to do with you?
I just thought that when they're finished, your brother might take me over there.
Of course I'll take you.
Making friends, eh? Very good. My son's pretty lonely here.
This boy says the island's his. He's going to take me over there soon.
Do you know your way through all those rocks, then? I was asking the fishermen. Either they didn't know or wouldn't tell me.
Did you want to go there?
Me? No. No. I get too seasick. But my boy would love to.
We must be going.
I think you're both very rude.
I just felt suspicious. They wanted to know too much.
The sun was nice.
Oh, George. You only liked him because he was stupid enough to think you were a boy.
No fights, please. We're on holiday. 4, 5, 6. Thank you.
Everything all right, George?
Everything is just fine.
So they're still all right then?
Yes, they're fine.
Go on, then off you go. Got your trowels?
Yes, Auntie.
Bye.
Bye, Auntie.
Bye. Take care.
Hello. I hope Timmy's all right.
What are the boys doing?
Looking for prehistoric things.
I'm Anne.
I'm Martin.
Hey, an arrowhead. And a good one, too. Oh, hello.
He's got to be all right.
No, not today.
But I've got a torch.
Some other time.
This is Martin. What have you been doing?
Just sketching. I love doing it. My father forbids me to, but
That's terrific. I thought a father would encourage a son with a gift like that.
If you bump into him, don't tell him, will you?
1, 2, 3,
4, 5, 6.
No Timmy. But he promised. He said he'd bring Timmy out every day. I saw through the telescope, the tower. No Timmy.
But your father gave the signal. We saw it.
Timmy wasn't with him. I could see Father's shape, but no dog.
Uncle Puppy just forgot to take him up, that's all.
He gave me his solemn promise he'd take Timmy up there every morning. Something's wrong.
Panicking over nothing. Now, we promised we'd do some holiday homework, so buzz off.
I'm not used to all this crawling about.
Father? Father, it's me.
Georgina. George. I thought I was dreaming. How did you get here? How is it possible you're here?
Where's Timmy?
Are you all right? Did you see those two men go out?
Yes. Where's Timmy?
We haven't got much time. Now listen, very carefully. These two men were parachuted one night onto the island to try and find my secret.
How did they know about it?
One of them, Johnson, learned just enough working with me to go to some powerful and greedy businessmen who want to control it all for their own profit.
Which is why you wanted to work here secretly. And I made such a fuss.
Never mind. This morning, as I was taking Timmy to the tower, these men captured both me and Tim.
So that's why he wasn't in the tower. But I saw you.
You saw a man pretending to be me and copying my signal. How could they know that I promised Tim would be there every day, and that when he wasn't, my daughter would be on the warpath?
But, Father, where is Timmy now?
You must not be seen here. You must get out the way you came, and you must take this with you. All the information about my experiments is in this notebook.
It's in case you don't get out of here, isn't it?
Timmy's in prison somewhere down there. In the tunnel going even farther under the sea. Now go on, and be careful.
George? George, are you awake? Timmy? Timmy! Timmy! Timmy. Timmy, hold it. Now hide.
I don't know who you are or where you came from. Come here and let me see you. Good Lord. It's a boy. Now look, lad.
Johnson, if you hurt this child...
If you don't go home soon, there are going to be search parties out, and they're sure to come here. If you tell us everything we want to know and give us all your notes, we'll set you free, give you any sum of money you ask for, and disappear.
George's bed hasn't been slept in. Burglars. Pretty useless burglar making a noise like that.
And if I don't cooperate?
Then we'll blow up your tower and all this equipment.
But you wouldn't. You couldn't do that.
Couldn't we?
But my work would be destroyed. You'd lose everything too.
If we can't have it, neither can anyone else. Either you tell us everything, or we blow you and the whole island sky high.
It's no use. I'll have to give them my notes, George. I can't risk having that happen to you.
I haven't got your notes. I did get Timmy free. He's hiding with the notebook.
Then you'll have to find him.
There. That's your uncle's note safe. Now, what do we do about George?
Timmy will take us to her.
Timmy! Timmy, where are you?
The quarry! But why would George have come here?
He definitely wants us in there.
Hang on, we won't be able to see a thing. We'll have to go back to get torches.
Oh, Martin, you're up early. What are you doing here? And why the spades?
What's wrong? Do you know anything about George?
No. What's happened to him?
George isn't to him. She's a her, and she's disappeared.
Did you tell your father that George had discovered a tunnel, Martin? Have you seen her? If you know anything, you've got to tell us.
I don't know where Timmy is, and I get lost looking for him. There are tunnels in all directions.
Oh, we've got to think of something else. And quickly.
No. Father, it's going to be fine. When the others wake up and find I'm not there, they'll be sure to come here to look for me.
And if they don't find you and continue searching, they'll be blown up too.
They're planning to blow up the island this morning, if they don't get the information they want.
Blow up Kirrin.
I know this sounds mad, but that hole George found the other day leads to the coast and right under the seabed and to the island. It's not mad. Timmy's in there now, waiting to take us there.
Have you got a torch? Will you ditch that man and come with us?
You trust me? Yes.
Anne, you're not to come. Will you run home and tell Aunt Frances what's going on?
I will. I don't want to come, thank you.
Come on.
Anne, I've hurt my leg. Can you fetch help?
Martin, spades, please.
Hurry up and answer. Call yourselves policemen. They're never there when you want them.
Auntie! Timmy, where have you been?
What's the time, Julian? I always forget to wind my watch.
Just 19 minutes past 10.
And if I don't give my answer by 10:30, they say they will blow everything up.
Do you think they will, Uncle?
Martin, you've some experience of these people.
Yes. I think they will.
Now there's a boy who knows what's what. One move from anybody and I'll shoot. So you did get that dog out. Well, he'll go up with the rest of you.
Johnson, you can't do this. Not to the children.
It's too late. The ruins, the tower, everything is wired and timed to go up at 10:30. Now, will you or will you not give us those notes?
I will not. Unless you promise to let the children go.
Interfering brats. No.
You'll be blown up too.
You've had your chance, Professor. Come on.
Father, my boat. We can get to it.
Come on.
I think I've got it. But it won't move.
Quiet! Listen!
You must find it. Hurry, man!
I'm doing my best.
The Coast Guard! On Francis! Quickly!
Quentin! Julian! What on earth?
Later, Francis. Later. We've got to get out of here. I'm making a guess at where the central timing device is. If I can get to it in time, come on!
But he was wrong. And the timing device is somewhere else. He and the boys... George!
Help me! I can't move my leg.
Leave it! The island's about to blow!
It should have blown already.
Exactly. Now give me a hand before that.
You know, with all the men here and their boats, I think we may as well start moving my things off the island. After all, the children will be wanting a clear run here for the rest of their holiday.
Oh, Quentin, do remember to come home. Let's have a big family meal all together this evening.
Which reminds me, do you know, dear, I've always thought you were a very good cook, and yet last night I had some soup that you'd left here, and I have to say, it tasted quite awful.